I can hear you. Hey, how you all going? It's Jai, that Aussie metal guy here with Crannk from the land down under. And this evening I'm having a chat with Vesicarum, Fist on Flesh. I had to chuck that bit in there, man. All the way from the UK. We've got Martin, James, Donal and Glynn with us tonight. So we're going to get through this the best we can with technical issues aside. I'm really excited to have a chat with you boys. He's about to drop your debut EP, Reign of Terror, which I fucking managed to dive in to today and yesterday. So dope EP, guys. First off, who wants to tackle the question who you boys are, just to let everyone know?
We're going in. We're based in Kent in the UK. Been together a little while now. I started it as a solo project, and I got to a certain point where I could only go so far, so decided to.
How is my camera not set up?
Join the band and set up a band, and here we are.
It's all right, Martin. We got you there, mate. How you doing? We got Martin over there as well, technical issues aside. So I'm in Australia and these guys are in Kent, UK. So we're going to get through this really well. So as a solo project, dude, how did that evolve, man? Like, you sitting at home, like, you're busting out these jams. How did that evolve that you got the guys on board?
It just got to a point where I've been doing it for a couple of years, done a couple of releases, but you can't gig, can you? So, it just got to the point where I wanted to just gather. You know, it's easy to write with more people, isn't it? And it's just evolved it into Martin joined and then Donal, and everyone's come on board, and we're now with like a full unit now, and it's going well.
Heavier than ever.
Good. Yeah. James and Blue joined us not so long ago, and it would probably have been this is probably, I'd say, the strongest we've been. Really, we work really well together, and it's just a solo project can only go so far.
Exactly.
So, and it's nice to have other people's inputs, and yeah, we work well together, I think.
Yeah. So So Donal, how would you explain the sound of the band you guys got going on? I could explain it, but you guys probably do a better job than I could.
I think, Martin was suggesting some things today. I'd suggested it probably sounds like someone getting beaten with a sledgehammer with an inch of their lives. I guess. Sort of brutally, heavily, some speed metal riffs in there, and
yeah, we've had a review come back. Someone said we're speed metal crossed with grindcore, crossed with death. We've kind of got our own sounds.
Yeah, someone said it's like a real heavy punk sound, kind of Sepultura-esque. That's sort of yeah.
It's hard to really.
It is. I don't know, James. You could probably concur. I wouldn't call it kind of speed metal. I like the themes you guys have got going on. It's kind of like some Cannibal Corpse kind of meets Entombed, man. You know, aka LG era, man. Like I heard it the first time, man. And like, I'm a big Entombed fan, dude. For some reason, I just kind of had these like slight Entombed vibes to it, man. It was funny, Glynn, as we were talking before, and you said, "Oh, is that Entombed up there?" And I was like, "Yeah," because when I listened to this EP, I had these kind of Entombed themes, but also with a little bit of Cannibal Corpse, and with the guitars, guys. You've got some amazing guitars going on. It's unreal.
Yeah, I think it's we've got a lot of influences coming. I think you could go to Cannibal Corpse jungle rock kind of almost kind of sound, but I think we've all got a kind of different taste in metal, and it all sort of amalgamates into one. I mean, I quite like listening to metalcore as well sometimes, so it's just a lot of influences that have all coming in. It's just, we've got our own sound, really. That's the best way to say it.
Yep. Cool, there we go. We have Martin. How you going, mate? He's dropped off again.
No,
I can see Martin, and he can hear us too. It's all right if you just got the audio, Martin. So I want to come over to the guitarist. First, probably James. Can I ask you, mate? How did you first get into guitar, dude?
Well, it was about 11 years ago. I had a mate at school who was playing, and I wanted to be better than him, so I started learning. Literally, that's it. Jealousy. That's literally the reason.
Good, isn't
And
he?
what were you?
Hmm?
There we go, Martin. Can you hear us yet, mate? No audio yet. That's all right. So what were you rocking, dude? Well, I want to go through, guys. I want to start with you, James, because we've. Can you tell us a little bit about some of your influences, man? So you said you started about 11 years ago, man. You're like, fuck, I want to get better than someone.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, 11 years ago, all I was listening to was like Lamb of God, Slipknot, Children of Bodom kind of stuff. I wasn't playing that because obviously I only just started playing guitar, and I wasn't as good as Alexi Leo yet. But yeah, no, that was that kind of stuff. When I first started playing, it was just metal for years, and now it's. Well, I've got really into like the bluesy, jazzy side of things now.
Yep.
Like listening to a lot lighter music as well. But yeah, at the time, it was just Slipknot as well. I guess I think everyone when they're like 14-year-old of Slipknot, don't they?
Yep. Yeah, Donald, can I ask you, mate? When did you first pick up drums, dude?
I think I got my first drum kit when I was 8. So, I've been drumming for good 20 odd years or something. Loads of different genres.
Yep.
But yeah, mainly from about 15, doing a lot of speed metal, thrash metal. Been pretty much. Then I moved to England and was keen to I haven't been playing metal in a while, so then it was keen to pick it back up again, start shredding the blast beats out, and then met Glynn and it all kind of kicked off from there.
Yeah, cool, man. So what were some of your influences for you, dude, growing up when you were like first getting into drums there, man? It kind of like inspired you, dude.
From drumming, I guess ranges, from grunge drummers, you got Dave Grohl, Smashing Pumpkins drummer Jimmy Chamberlain, but then obviously Joey Jordison, he's a big influence in terms of metal drumming. Decapitated.
Yep.
Sick drumming. And definitely actually Sixth. I don't know if you heard of them. They're a UK band. They're kind of mathcore. It's pretty sick drumming. I think I'm only just about getting my head around those weird time signatures this far into it, but it's cool.
It is. And Glenn, when did you pick up the vocals, dude? How long have you been smashing away? Is it just vocals? Were you a guitarist first, or when did you first?
I started learning the guitar when I was about 12 or 13 at secondary school. I was a huge Sepultura fan, and that's really what got me into it. I've only really been doing I did the vocals in the band when I was at secondary school till about 16, 17, and played the guitar at the same time. But that was a lot easier than what we're playing now. And obviously, when I was playing the guitars in this band on my own, doing it, it wasn't until about about a year ago that I dropped playing the guitar and just solely did the vocals, just because it's just too complex to do both. I couldn't play the guitar and do vocals. It was too much. So I decided to just do the vocals, and that's why I stayed.
Yeah. Well, I've talked to a lot of people who picked up vocals, and it's usually instruments first. They've been playing an instrument first, and they've purely been kind of pushed into the vocals by other people from the band, or having to pick up vocals to play with their guitar. So
no, I wasn't pushed. I thought that it'd be I thought it'd be beneficial with the band if I just did the vocals solely, and then and then obviously we got James in and whatnot. So other than that, I didn't start out to be the solo vocalist, but it's just how it seems to have happened. So, and people seem to be digging the vocals, so I must be doing something right.
Yeah. Well, who for you, dude? Some of the vocalists that have kind of inspired you.
You've got to say Max Cavalier, really.
When
I was a teenager, definitely. And Glenn Benton from Dare Side.
Yep. Yeah, man, because that was for me as a teenager, dude. Max Cavalera was like the fucking unreal, man. He was like God for me. And then Fear Factory, man. I love Burton C. Bell.
I also like Winston from Parkway Drive as well. I think his vocals are insane.
He's doing some unreal things, man, isn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah, I did like the last album, man. They did cop a little bit of flack for it, but I fucking enjoyed the heck out of it, man. I enjoy the heck out of fucking everything they've kind of brought. I love that.
I mean, they're at the pinnacle, aren't they, at the moment? They are at the top. You know, I mean, they're insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, fuck, you grab that last album, you play that for anyone, you go fucking have a listen to that. Anyone's not a metalhead, and they're going to tell you it's heavy, dude. I don't know. You probably agree the same, eh, boys? Like, fuck, man. So, can I talk about the Reign of Terror EP, dude? When did you start kind of initially working on this project, the EP? Because you were saying, yeah.
It took us quite a while to get it was finished and recorded before Christmas. It was all mixed and mastered before Christmas. It's just a case of getting it all out. But I must have been out. It was probably be the summer.
Yeah.
Late spring, early summer when we started. When I think Reign of Terror first. I think we first done Reign of Terror, Donal, wasn't it? I think it's got to be the summertime. Yeah, summertime last year. So that's when the first song. And Midnight Slasher was written almost in one rehearsal, one night rehearsal. That was done. That was done.
The day I joined, essentially, we were just
the first night Donald joined us. He just basically we did that, wrote it in one night. So, and then it was only going to be a 4-track EP, but then we done The Sick and Depraved. Yeah. And I said this has got to go on the EP because it just for me that's my favourite song.
Yeah. It's got a punch to it.
Yeah,
it definitely does, and for me, that's my favourite track off it, and I can see why you kind of went with that first as one of the main single off the EP, dude, because that's just beefy, man.
The funny thing is, we've all got pretty much different favourite songs. I know James's favourite song is Reign of Terror.
Yeah, definitely.
And Martin's got a different favourite tune as well, but for me, it's Sick and Depraved. It's something I don't know. It's just something about it that.
Yep,
fucking good.
James, tell me about your favourite track, bro, and why? What's your favourite track off the EP, dude, and why?
Reign of Terror. Reign of Terror. It's the bit in the chorus with the chugging chords. You know, bam, bam, bam. Love it. So fucking good.
Yeah,
it's all over the place. It's simple, all over the place.
Simple as fuck that chorus bit, but just hard hitting. I love it.
Yep. So when you were Donald, do you want to tell me your favourite track, dude, and why?
I suppose I'll mix it up and go Midnight Slasher. It's the outro. I just absolutely love playing the outro on drums. It's just constant. Yeah. Great. I love it.
That's cool, man. So James, can you tell us a little bit of how you're working your riffs, man, and the song, your riff composition, your musical composition for this EP, dude? How'd you work that?
You need Martin for this. I joined after.
Yeah.
He showed me all the parts. I went, yeah, cool.
Yeah, well, we've got to get Martin on again for another time. Maybe I'll just have a chat to me and Martin sometime. Yeah. We'll have a chat about guitars and music for sure, dude. So, Donald, do you want to talk about what drum kit you're using, dude? Like, we'll go through. I want to find out what instruments you're using at the moment, dude.
Yeah, it's a Pearl export kit. I've got a Black Panther snare, a Mapex Black Panther. It's a beast. It's great. It'll cut through anything.
Yeah,
and then it's a mixture of paste cymbals and Sabian, and much of China, 2 crashes, ride, and some hats and.
China.
Yes, the China.
China.
I love China.
Yeah.
Yes.
What axe are you wielding there, James?
I have it's a Kramer. This one.
Yep.
I've got loads of guitars. Like this one. My Strat. But it would be
for metal
to put that into drop A, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's one of the new Kramers that have come out. It's absolutely shot to shit. Like the pickup ring fell off, so it's taped up with some gaffer tape. But Sounds pretty cool with MGs in it. So.
Makes it even more metal, dude. It's cool. Chuck on some fucking gaffer tape, dude. So the EP, man, that's coming out on the 22nd of May, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. So at the moment, I suppose it's the same in the UK. Everything's been thrown to shit. Like, he's probably expecting to play some shows and everything. That's probably all up in arms at the moment. I always want to do this, guys. Can we one of you kind of go through and give a shout out to where's the best place we can throw some support? Anyone watching this can get on there and give you guys some support, i.e. merch, anything like that.
We've got both on Facebook and our website, www.vesicarum.co.uk. Our merch is for sale on Facebook and our website if they want to just pop on there. We've just got 2 shirt designs at the moment because we're waiting for the CDs to come back.
Yeah.
But the CDs will be for sale on there by the time the album release. So.
Yeah, it's a pretty sick fucking designs, man. Who done your artwork?
It's a chap called Remy Headsplit Design. He's worked with Suicide Silence and Whitechapel and Arch Enemy. I sent a message one day saying, any chance you could design us for Reign of Terror, and that's what he came back with. So he's also designed our rear cover, which is basically a dungeon with chains and bits hanging off it. So yeah, he's done quite a lot of work for quite a lot of top bands. Yeah,
well, I'm looking forward to getting that copy. You'll be shipping worldwide, no doubt.
Yeah, it's all on. Yeah, so it's all ready to go. It's just as soon as the CDs come in.
Yeah, there we go, peeps. We'll get on that. Cool, man. So, what's the plan?
It's all up on streaming sites as well.
Yeah,
so it's on Apple Music and Spotify if people want to jump on that.
Here we. You go.
Sorry, yeah, it's on Apple Music and Spotify as well. So if you want a digital copy, then just download it off that.
Yep. So what have you guys been doing past the time in quarantine, man? Been cranking much music or... Like, it's been crazy, dude. This is about all I've been doing, running around with my little 5-year-old and drums. See, there we go.
That's been keeping me sane for the last while, I think.
Yeah.
Me and Martin, we're already writing the next album. We've got a couple written already. Just working on another one now. So in some ways, it's been quite beneficial because we're just firing back. We work. He's sending me stuff. He works on my lyrics and I work on his riffs. And we've got another couple done for we've got the next album on the go. We've not even released the EP yet. So in some ways, it's a bit of a beneficial being locked down, but at the same time, you can't. We had a
gigging, we had all the gigs lined up.
We had a tour planned, and it's been
gigging
rescheduled.
Crazy.
It's all
not being able to gig is crazy. That would have thrown everything up in the air, especially for guys like you in the underground scene. I've spoken to a lot of people in the underground scene that are feeling the same thing. It's like, where do we go now? We had this work, we're ready to drop it. We can't play any shows, and even with playing shows, you're only just fucking busting even. Like, it's not like you're playing these shows and it's like, I'm making dollars here. A lot of the time, you agree, man. Like, you're playing these shows and you're fucking making little money, and all the money you're making usually put into your albums anyway.
Totally. We had a tour for June and July, and we had quite a few gigs come up, but they've all had to be rescheduled. So at the moment, we can't actually gig our new EP, which is highly frustrating. But it is what it is, isn't it? Martin, you there?
I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah.
I just have to install it on my phone.
Good shout.
G'day, Martin.
How you doing, mate? How you doing?
I'm good. Pleased to meet you, man.
You too.
Cool. Well, talking about guitars, we're going to have a little bit of chat to you now, mate. I want to ask, dude, how did you first get into guitar, man? When did you first pick up the axe?
I first picked up my brother's guitar when I was about 15. Yeah. And he smacked me around a bit, so I decided not to play for a while. And then, I don't know, I picked it up again when I was at college and just found that I could find notes and just figure out riffs pretty easily. And it was a bit of a chick magnet, so I just kept up with it. It was mostly acoustic stuff.
Not me.
Yeah, well, the acoustic.
Bit of
See,
Oasis.
that was my problem. I never picked up a guitar, so. So what was your first guitar then, man?
My first guitar was an Aria Pro Flying V.
Yep.
Nice.
So it was rock all the way from there.
Yeah.
And then I just picked up a few as the years went on.
Yep. And what were you listening to at that stage?
Everything from Sabbath, because it was mostly my brother's collection. So it was Sabbath, early rock, early heavy metal.
Yep.
But also sort of roots in classical, jazz and blues. So just sort of everything, a whole varied range of music.
Okay. So how did that evolve into where you are now? Like playing...
To be honest, my playing just got heavier and heavier. I went through, someone introduced me to the Black album.
Yep.
And I like the riffs on there. So I started playing heavier riffs. And then someone else introduced me to something else, which was down-tuned. So I like this. So I dropped down to, B, and just went from there. It just got riffier and heavier.
Yep. And then you start. You go.
Just played. Just started playing, picking things up. I knew a guy that could play guitar. And after a little while, I was just going to him, saying, what's this? What's this? What's this? And he didn't have any ideas of what I was playing. It was just, I don't know what that chord is. So, no, I just went from there. Kept playing and playing and playing.
Yeah, cool. And we were talking before about the song composition for this album, man. I wanted to get your input because all the guys were saying, no, you need Martin in here to have a chat about this. So can we talk about the song composition and how you you worked your melodies and your music structure for this EP?
A lot of it is that I'll sit and riff.
Yep.
And I just record it, and if I think I find something that I like, I send it across to Glynn, and he's like, "Shit, man, I got some lyrics that will go on that."
Yeah.
So then he sends me a bunch of lyrics, and then I build something else up, and we put it together, and we try and get it. I mean, he does spoken word lyrics.
Okay.
So at the tempo that it's supposed to be over the music. So then I get an idea of what the vocal melody is going to be.
Okay,
which is what we're on this newest one, and then I just write riffs over the top of that, and then find riffs that go together, and then I send it back and get the yay or nay from the guys, and then we build it, take it to the studio, and see where it goes.
Yeah, that's cool. So the songs you're building are probably a lot, as you say, in the vocals is a lot around the themes and the lyrical content. Yeah, or
when it starts for me, it's just a riff.
Yep.
It's just a riff. I pick up a guitar and I just start to play, and then whatever comes out comes out. Some days I don't do anything. Other days I do a complete track, and I'm like, I really like that, and then we go through it again. And I read some of the reviews that we've had on the EP and think the track that I've just written is too much. Yeah. So I scrap that and start again.
So do you take much into account with the reviews? I don't know whether you should, but opinions are like arseholes sometimes. I was told, hey, I hate writing reviews. Like I like chatting to guys like you. I'd rather you talk about the album and things like that. And I listen to some reviewers, and I think, man, you're just a fucking metal elitist scumbag, kind of, really, dude. Sometimes, I mean that in the nicest possible ways, but I don't know if anyone wants to add. But it just feels like the metal scenes. I don't think we're big enough for metal elitists, man, and it kind of does my grinding a bit sometimes.
No, I feel. I mean, I also feel that a lot of the stuff that I was reading, it was very positive about the sound that we had on the EP, and where I'd gone with a new track, and I thought I'm going to try something different. And Glynn and I have spoken about it, about trying to not change the style, but sort of 1.1, you know, or just stepping it up a little bit. And I had there were a few changes and a few riffs in there that when I'm listening to it back, it's like it doesn't really feel the same as the EP. I know we need to evolve as a band because you always do, but let's stick with what we've got, with what works, and let's evolve naturally. So as we all get together and we're all starting to play it and we bring it in, once we get it into the studio, it comes out completely different to how it went in. So I have a basic idea. So I thought, get rid of all the prog chops and all of this crap, go down to pure energy, to the grind, to that push that the EP has. I mean, it's got some riffs on there that they just power through. You know, it's like a juggernaut. And I'm going to try and go back to that kind of riffing rather than trying to get fancy little trills and triplets in there, because that just doesn't stick to what we've got already. Yeah.
Yeah, that does totally make sense, man. You've done a fucking killer job on this EP, man. It really does, Crannk. You should all fucking tip your head to it, man. I've enjoyed cranking cranking the hell out of it, man. Martin, can I ask, dude? I know this is like picking a favourite child for every artist. I've asked all the boys as well. Do you have a favourite track on the EP, dude, and why?
I like Rain. I really like Rain. I like the complexities of it because it's our longest track. It's not just in your face, brutal. It has those elements, but we've put in subtleties as well, where it goes into the melodic harmonies and things like that. I love the way that it changes. I like the intro. It's like a false sense of security on the intro. Yeah. It's like, oh, this is a little picky bit. Punch. It's like, and it's bang, and it's right there again. And it sort of brings you in, and then you carry on with it, and it kind of tells a story as it goes on. And then the outro, I love the outro with the little harmonies on it as well.
Yeah, it all fits together so well. The the brutal themes, and I don't know who wants to tell us a little bit about some of the themes you got involved in the songs, man, because they're fucking unreal. As you get the sick and the depraved, as I was saying earlier, and I have these Cannibal Corpse themes where it feels at times where it's murder, gore, fucking rage. You know, it's just released on this fucking EP, dude, on this 5-track EP that just set to brutalize your eardrums, man.
It didn't mean to start out that way, but it's what happens is finished. It tells a story.
Yep.
It was a bit of a coincidence, really, that they all kind of led into each other. It tells the story of obviously the reign of terrorist when he's born, whatever, and then by the time you get to early warning signs, he's basically full on, and then the last track is just basically it's completely switched. So it's gone from the serial killer's point of view to the victim. And if you shut your eyes, the last track was really written to just, if you shut your eyes and sit there, you can imagine yourself sat in the dungeon just waiting, you know, just for whatever's going to happen. And it just kind of evolved like that. There was no deliberate storyline as such. Yeah. But they just kind of all linked together, and then it just turns out to.
I do enjoy that, having the storyline to the EP, and that I do think that some people in these days are starting to forget to listen to albums or make albums as an album. Like sometimes some albums feel like they're just 12 individual songs, or an EP of 5 individual songs. They don't tell a story. And for me, when I hear an EP like yours, and I was listening to one the other day from Being Gloom in the Corner, they do the same thing. They tell stories with their albums, dude. It's a good way of listening to it. And I don't think we should forget that shit, man. That's for sure.
But that's something that we did with the recording as well. We made sure that when we recorded the tracks, I mean, I do a lot of the stuff here at home, but we set it up so every track that we record sounds the same.
Yep.
There are no differences. That it sounds the same. So you have that sound. You already have that consistency going forward. Yep. And then with the themes that Glynn comes up with, some of it all brings it together and it works. I mean, the EP was only originally going to be a 3-track anyway.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, we've got this great idea, got a great new song. And then Glynn came out and said, well, I've got an outro. And he sent it across. It's like, that is just sick. So it all just kind of pulls everything together. So like you say, it's an album rather than a bunch of individual songs. So it all sounds the same. It all has that underlying storyline to it. Yeah. But each song is an individual because each song has its own story. So it's part of the narrative for the whole thing. So it's like each bit is a chapter.
Exactly. So the best way is to get the album and digest the whole thing and crank each song really fucking loud in your car or wherever the hell you are, everyone. Okay, cool guys. Before we go, did you all want to have a little bit of a shout out there, guys? Start with you, Donald, over in the corner there.
Oh, just to anyone that's helped us to get where we are along the way so far. I mean, the label One Eyed Toad, I guess, that's a big shout out to those guys. But yeah, generally, I'd say Glynn probably knows more specifics about who's who. But yeah.
Cool. James, did you want to shout out to anyone or anything before we go, man?
What Donald said, One Eyed Toad. These guys for having me in the band. Shout out to them. That's about it, yeah.
Cool. Martin, did you want to shout out to anyone, man? Shout out to Skype finally working for us for one.
Just install it on my phone to actually get a part of this conversation. Yeah, I mean, the quickness of Skype for installing is great. But no, all the guys that are following us on Facebook, I think they're going to be a big push for us. I mean, we got like 5.5, maybe 6,000 followers on Facebook. So once the whole gigging thing starts and we get all up and running, then I think they're going to be a big part of what we're going to be doing. So a big shout out to everyone that's listening to us, that's thinking of listening to us, that's waiting for this EP to drop. Just hang in there. We're going to be there soon enough.
Well worth the wait. It's well worth the wait. May 22nd. Glynn, do you want to shout out, mate?
Oh, go on then. We're going to say Lewis and John from One Eyed Toad. They've been helpful all the way. Their support and advice has been valuable. We've got Graham, who recorded the sick vocals and mastered the EP, and then Joey, he recorded all the other vocals, and just anyone else who's followed us really. I mean, it's just it's blown up. We've only had a single come out, and I've just been busy on my phone and tablet for a whole week. So anyone who supported us and who's downloaded our tracks and is basically just all the contact is just that's it. Yeah, great.
All the best, guys. Awesome. Thank you very much for your time.
Before we go, we have a music video on our YouTube channel of the Sick of the Parade. If listeners
I'll add in all the links for you guys. I'm going to add in all the links for merch as well. There we go. We're in Australia. Get rid of that. Well, I'll add in all the links for the merch and everything else as well there, guys. So everyone watching this can get along and purchase some merch. Check you guys out. Check your Facebook. Check your YouTube channel and everything as well. So I'm hoping everyone can get along and show you boys some support as well. Vesicarum, fist on the flesh. Thank you very much. Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Take care.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.